way better to live bet. You'll get better odds, works out better. I made some good money in the NBA finals off that. But Lucci, I want to show you Bookmap, bro. I want you to talk to me about the levels you're seeing from the Steam Room stuff as well. On the future side of things, you made a comment to me this morning before we started. You were like, the futures guys are getting chopped up because they're looking for direction and it's just been sideways. So in a market like that, what would you say to the futures guys that are only futures? What would be the next step to then have this other vehicle? Would it be trading options? Like, what do you do?
You have to look at the option side. You have to look at the gamma side. You have to look at these new indicators that are coming out that monitor where there's a lot of option selling, where there's a lot of market making activity, and that is going to give you your ranges where you can shoot off of, where there's a lot of dealer positioning around those ranges, and then you can clip for a nice 2, 3, 4, 5 handles, and that's where you take your shots. But outside of that, you know, if you're sitting there looking for direction and you're sitting there looking for follow through and all that kind of stuff, nope, you ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. So what usually works,
scalp, if anything, right?
Exactly. You got to keep that shit tight. You know, move stops to cost as soon as you get some profits, and you know, and trade less and trade a lot less. Trade a lot less.
Yeah. All right, we got market open here. Let's see. So the way we were talking yesterday about Bookmap, the way I like to look at it is I'm looking for these large blocks of orders, like here at 6,300 right now. We're at 6,294 on ES. So maybe we'll see what these want to fill is kind of what I'm looking at. Do you have any levels that you could shout out on the future side for the guys?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to bring Tanner and Randy on too. So you know Tanner, Lucci, of course.
Of course.
And Randy is one of my guys who's been on stream. Randy, Lucci, Randy.
Yo, Randy, what's going on, man?
What up? What's good? You guys, I got the body cam.
What are you doing, bro? You're looking like a dude. You make fun of me for being young, Lucci. Look at this TikTok guy with the fucking body
cam.
I'm
fucking older than you, bro.
Really?
I'm a young soul. I party with Lucci. He knows I'm a young soul.
I didn't know you were older than me. Tanner, how old are you?
I'm 32, bro.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. I just look good because I live.
I look good. I look good.
Wait, hold up. I didn't catch the rest of that. You look good because what?
Because I lift.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, bro.
It's because that.
What's up, Lucci, dude? It's good to see you, bro. I see you once a year at Traders for a Cause. That's it. So it's cool to chat with you.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, Austin, you were asking me for some levels here. I gotta wait. You gotta wait until some of the options positioning, gets going. So
is it time based? Is the option positioning come in at a certain time? Do they wait till after the first 15 minutes of trading? Do they do it at the pre-market? What do you see?
It solidifies, right? So it solidifies after the first 5-10 minutes here.
Okay.
So we're basically opening up at one of the lower ranges. So 6250 on SPX, and then where is ES right now? So
6292.
Exactly. So right around here, you're seeing some support. If we break this and we break these pre-market levels, that's when things get really, really interesting.
Does the options activity increase when we break pre-market levels? Is that why?
100%. 100%.
Algos kick on, and because there's algos trading options, right?
Yeah, dealer positioning on the downside gets a lot more faster. Everything gets a lot more faster. That's why you see the programs much faster on the downside. You see everything much faster on the downside. And then remember, we got crypto here, so everybody's moving into crypto shit. So that's also holding everything up right now. I have a short on Microsoft, but this is 2-3 weeks out because I don't think it's going to hit yet. Take a look at this NVIDIA off the open. You still see rotation here, so they're still holding this market up, and nobody gives a shit.
Dude, what a fucking rip. Real quick, sidebar off the option stuff, Lucci. Look at the Trump market, right? We drop off highs, 25, 22%. He says to buy Liberation Day. We buy. We're now back higher than that. Some of these stocks are up 30, 40% off that low. What do you make of that, bro?
I think the more interesting thing is that the same narrative that was pushing us down 200 handles a day and overnight, nobody gives a shit about anymore. He just announced tariffs on Canada. If that news would have came out before, we would have been down 100 handles off that shit. And now nobody gives a flying fuck, bro. Nobody cares. So it's already
one of the biggest down days was exactly that, where he announced tariffs and it sold off in the Asian session. Exactly.
Yep. So you got to kind of notice the differences and the changes between the narrative, and more so how the market reacts. And what we're seeing right now is nobody gives a flying fuck about any bad news. It's almost as if they're also pricing in rate cuts, So they're also pricing in the fact that there's a lot of pressure for rate cuts. So
A lot of pressure for rate cuts.
bro, it's bullish. It's fucking bulls on parade out here. Shout out Rage Against Machine, which Tanner probably has no idea about.
Oh
He
my
probably-
god, I do know about them.
All right, good. I'm glad. If you said no, I would have been really upset. But
I definitely
they-
know about them. I do like EDM though. I liked your intro, Austin. It was sick.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard Lucci dancing to it.
What are you looking at, Tanner? Are you looking at YM lower here?
Dude, yeah, so good question. So I mean, obviously we had the big dump overnight, that reaction to the tariff stuff, but we have recovered probably like half of it so far. The problem is on the hourly chart, we're stuck in this like big support zone on NQ. This whole like 22,900 to 22,800 is just like all tons of support. So personally, my plan right now is I'm probably going to be pretty patient and let a lot of this digest for at least 20 to 30 minutes. And then maybe once we get 10 a.m. reversal time around there, we actually get some sort of follow through or some sort of sweep and fake everyone out, then go the opposite way. So, but right now in this area, I have near-term volume. I have a lot of levels. I got near-term volume point of control on my 15-minute chart. Like I said, I have all this support area around, but just between 22,900 and 22,800. So it was just such a low probability zone that for me, I just want to, I need to sit and just wait, because I think a lot of people are going to get fucked right now trying to trade this at the open. So
he's saying the same thing. He's saying the same thing, Austin.
Yeah.
Lawrence, good morning. Lawrence, this is Tanner.
Fellas?
Lawrence works with Tanner Lucci. So Lawrence, Lucci, Lawrence.
What's going on, Lucci?
Hey, Lawrence, what's going
Deep
on, man?
voice, bro. Jesus
much.
Christ, like inside me when you talk, bro. Holy fuck.
Jeez.
You got to narrate some books or some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, for sure. So Lucci, tell me as the levels come on your side, buddy, I'm curious to see what you see, because on ES, I'm still seeing a decent amount of contracts at 6,300, which is the whole number, right? So that's always going to have some interest. 6,280 downside, 6,270. They're standing out. But you know what's cool about this, Lucci, and we were talking about Bookmap add-ons. I use this add-on, if it is that, basically it's called Trader Map Lite, which helps to filter some of these algos where like this is their traditional Bookmap, and then it's a little bit less crowded when they filter out some of these algos, and you can kind of see the levels that we may pull to, which is the same way you're using the GEX levels, right? Basically, you're looking either for a pull to it or a reversion off of it. What do you trade more? Are you trading more of the reversions or more of the moves too?
When I trade futures, it's all reversions. It's all it's all reversions, because we'll see tons of program activity. I know you guys see it too, where you have programs that run in one direction or the other, and then you wait for them to test a certain level, and those are the best places to shoot for mean reversion trades all day. And then of course, if you have trend day signs where you're going to get a trend day, which doesn't happen all the time, we have indicators to kind of show if we're going to see the likelihood of a trend day. And if I get a trend day, that's where I'm taking fucking size, bro.
We just talked about that yesterday, Randy, right? Like, and Tanner, we were speaking about this recently of like on the days where market is trending, you have to capitalize. That's like the next evolution of a winning trader, right, Lucci? Like the winning traders that win, they're great. But when you really know how to capitalize on the trending days where you should perform well, it makes it like it just takes you to the next level, I feel like.
Well, dude, it's Lucci has the experience in that. Like, I'll never forget. I think this was like 2 years ago when Bitcoin dropped 50% overnight and you flipped 10K into $1 million. That was fucking crazy, dude.
Bro,
what?
that was
I don't know that story.
Dude, it was nuts. I remember seeing. I just saw it on social media and I was like, "Oh shit, this is crazy."
That was the day I became a man, bro.
Remind me, Lucci, what is that, bro?
So we were in the dude. I was, man. How do I even start this?
Like, we know you're drinking. That's what we're all hanging in the office.
Start this, dude.
Leverage.
This starts out with me loading a tiny account, basically just a 10K, 20K account. BTC was at maybe 67. And it showed signs of finally just pulling off. And I remember taking the whole account, getting the 50x leverage, and I go to the fucking mountain house. I didn't have no fucking reception. I woke up. It was like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. My account's at 250. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? And boom, immediately I just ripped the whole trade off. And then I finally figure out what's going on. I'm like, okay, it's starting. I go to San Juan. I hit the office, right? I get everybody to come to the office. I'm like, listen, we're going to be up till fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's going to sleep. And all we're going to do, every bounce you get, you're going to shoot heavy on on all these perp futes, on everything. Any bounce you get, you fucking lay into this shit. And from 250, I ended up at close to $1 million. It was fucking nuts. Dude, it was nuts, bro.
10K deposit, dude. He had
In a
receipts
day.
for it and all. It was sick.
Dude, it was
in
nuts.
24 hours, Lucci?
No, this was that one trade was just huge, of course. And then this was probably over the period of maybe 3-4 days.
So this looks like it's back in November 2024. Does that sound right?
Yep. This was way
look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's when we were getting 9% in a day, a couple days later, 6%. So you're trading it with leverage, these 10% days.
Oh no, you gotta go back.
No,
you gotta
go
way
back. This was when we
back.
peaked at like 60s.
First time we
I thought you
peaked in
said
the
67.
60s. Nope. First time we peaked in the 60s.
Right in here?
February. That's where you want to go. And remember, this is on the short side.
He shorted it. Yeah,
all on the short side.
Oh,
this was all on the short
side. It was like an overnight flash crash, like 50%. If you can find that daily candle.
That's what it was.
Look at the weekly.
Awesome. There. Look at the weekly.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, I want to see it. It's like porn. Like I just want to focus. Okay.
Yeah, you got
somewhere in here.
2018.
No, 20. No, not that far back.
Right there.
20.
It's over there somewhere because this is the double top between 67 and 69, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it. Right. You already missed it. I think it's the first dump.
Did you catch the first dump?
Yeah, that extent. Yeah, I think that was it.
May of 2020.
But then look at the second one. Now look at the second. Now look at the second one. Like once we hit 67 up there, like those first candles down to 40s, and that move right there, from 67 down to 40s, that was it. Every day, every pop, lean into these futures, man. And
why? Give us why. Why did you know? How did you know?
It's just the timing of it. Like people are dude. Another thing too, I was using a lot of CoinGlass at the time, and CoinGlass gives you liquidation features, so you kind of know when everybody's fucking positioned super levered on the upside, which is similar to what's happening now. The difference is that there's tons of institutional buying, there's tons of ETF buying. It's a different market now, so we could just keep going up. I mean, everybody's over levered, but we could just keep going up.
Well, because the ETF stepped in around 60, and we retested the 70s and held it really well. So you'd think that's that big bank support right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's a little bit.
Yeah. And on top of that,
psychology trade though. Wait. That was a psychology play. You're saying. So you knew everybody was leveraging in. Go. This is, and then that's. Stumped.
Oh yeah, and it always happens with a catalyst, like Tanner was saying. Overnight, we just had, it was like a 5,000, 10,000 move overnight, and I'm like, yo, I'm looking at the liquidations. It's millions of dollars in liquidations. Now everybody's caught on the wrong side, and you have no choice. Nobody has any choice. You take your profits, and you get
30% down day. Yeah, Jesus Christ,
and
dude, it's especially
when there it is. Maybe this was it, Lawrence. Right there. Look at that big pin. There's another 20% day.
Once they really started like having a lot of these brokers allow you to use leverage too, because it's crazy, dude. You can load up $500, $1,000 in like in a a Blowfin account, and you can literally put on 100x, 150x leverage on it. Dude. So if you somehow time it insane, you can rip it.
Yeah, welcome to the new fucking regime, man. Like FTX was the first one to open that shit up, man. FTX. I mean, obviously there was discount brokers and perp brokers here and there, but FTX and Binance were the biggest ones, man. They still are the biggest ones. Kraken
Can you
now.
Tell us the FTX story now, Lucci?
Yeah, man, the FTX story. So this is the first tokenized stocks. They were the first ones to open up tokenized stocks. So basically, if you guys have a Robinhood account, Robinhood's going to do it now, and Robinhood's going to kill it. That's why the stock's been going fucking nuts, by the way. Robinhood at $100 makes me sick to my stomach. But it is what it is. Anyway, so tokenized stocks are basically just, you can take your BTC, you can take your USDT, you can take whatever the fuck, and you can buy Tesla or you could buy Apple. Now you're not actually buying shares. They haven't, nobody actually knows what the fuck you're buying and how much ownership you actually have in the shares. It's a completely different distinction. But the fact that you never have to sell your BTC. You can just buy exposure to Tesla and Nvidia. It changes the game for a lot of people who just come into the game with their crypto. So, boom, GameStop. They had fucking GameStop on there, right? And I'm looking at this like, yo, GameStop's gonna fucking die here. But I didn't want to use my leverage on my regular accounts. I had a $1 million account here that I'm shooting a lot with options activity and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to use this. So FTX had the leveraged tokens. So they gave me 50x on whatever fucking coin, and I could short GME. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna take 50 grand right here, put it in this fucking shit FTX account, which, by the way, I had to register under my boy's name in fucking Dominican Republic because you don't get access to that shit if you're in the States. So that was another problem, right? So you had to VPN that shit and figure out who your custodian was going to be. So I hit up my boy. I'm like, yo, I'm a wire in 50K. You're going to be the face of this account, and we're going to fucking short the shit out of this GameStop. So boom, 50K. I get leverage of up to like 800, 900. So I'm short fucking 50,000, 60,000 shares of GameStop at fucking $35. Now, FTX closes a month after I put the position on, right? As it's closing, as there's fear in the street that, yo, FTX is going to have problems, you're not going to be able to get your money out. Dude, the liquidity on the tokens, bro, is ass crack, man. Like, I couldn't even get out even if I wanted to, bro. But I'm up a quarter million. I'm up a quarter million on the trade because the stock's down to like 28, 27. And I'm looking at all the news coming out. I'm like, bro, is this thing really going to just shut down? And, am I? So I left it, bro. I left it on. FTX closes in 2 days. I'm fucked. I couldn't get my cash out or anything.
Crazy. And that was before it dropped to 10. So
that
you
was
could have wrote
before.
that thing.
Now listen to this. I go to get my claim back from FTX. Okay. And I even have a crazier story too at one of the kids at the office. I go to get my claim back, and the claim says I have a claim of 1.2 million because they quoted GameStop. They quoted GameStop at fucking, at $18.
I was gonna
so
say
I'm
15,
like,
right? So
I'm
you're
like,
in profit. Chill.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to get out a mil plus on this shit.
On a 50K with this sketchy FTX. That's crazy.
So I plug in the claim. And then finally FTX is like, nah, man. Nah. We have you marked at this date. Which is the closing date of when we decide to mark all these positions.
Oh my God.
And so they send me back 200 racks. I'm like, damn.
Still not bad.
Still make money. Yeah,
still got 200. It's still 4x.
Still not bad. Now, check
this
shit out.
Crazy. All right.
Check this shit out. My boy had $30 million in FTX. But he was one of the originals, so they just OG'd him and gave him the OG account. Even though he was in the States, they just never asked him to KYC. So, bro, FTX closes. He has 30 million in there, but the account is not KYC'd, so the claim was worthless, and he couldn't get his fucking dough out, son.
Oh my God.
And he couldn't get his fucking money out, bro.
Bro. That's the kind of shit that people kill themselves over, right?
That shit is sad.
That is sickening, bro. Sickening.
But these are real stories. These are the stories
I told you we got to put in the book. Bro, I'm going to stop
baby.
streaming. I'm coming to you. We're going to sit down for a month, and you're going to tell me the stories. I'll write the book, bro. Because the stories never end with this guy,
Oh, man.
Crazy.
Live chat. If you have questions for Lucci, throw them in the live chat, please, so we'll throw them to him. Lucci, got any levels for us? Anything popping up on your side?
Right now, I watch the Qs very aggressively, and because if they sell any of the Fat Man names, chances are they'll start to push down on the markets. ADD, I watch the breadth a lot, so we're weighted here to the downside pretty aggressively. But again, Qs are holding, SPX is holding here. So
what do you think of this on my screen here? I've created a Mag 7 index. It's been helpful. So I'll add Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, add it all together. And if I'm
we have the same.
ES, yep, exactly. I'll long ES when this is above its VWAP. That's kind of what I'm using. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Very
There's
cool.
a little pullback.
I'm trying to
so far since we open, boys. You're going to short the VWAP retest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to short the VWAP retest.
I opened up my Ninja account just for you guys too, guys.
Hey. We love Ninja. So on Bookmap too, Lucci, what I like to look for is when it gets dark, where there's these areas of no orders. That interests me for like quick moves through those levels. You know what I'm saying? Do you see that similarly? How do you
similar again? Like if your Bookmap is showing liquidity on the futures, What
Yes.
I'm looking at is where open interest is and where market makers
different.
are positioning on their options. Now,
I didn't understand that that's different. Okay.
it's much different. So I'd like to
Explain.
show at some point. I'd like to show my screen at some point.
Share your screen. Yeah, I'll put you up right now. Share your
then-
screen.
and then kind of go from there. How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that on StreamYard.
Boomer.
Boomer.
Oh,
At
I
the
got
bottom,
it. I got it. I got it.
That's why I don't tell you. I just bust your balls because I know you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, here we go. Stream.
How many guys you got in the office right now? For those of you that don't know, everybody, Lucci is trading from Trade Space in Puerto Rico. How full are you right now, bro?
There's about 10. There's 10. Dude, it's been active, so there's about 10 dudes in here right now.
That's awesome. And you only have like 15 desks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's good. Good to see.
Only
Who's the
15.
top dog right now, other than you?
There's this dude right across from me. He's fucking a small cap guy, and he fucking smokes shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
All
saw a
good.
tweet. You guys saw the tweet from Ducks, right? Ducks pulled out 10
No.
million on fucking BMNR. Take a look at that stuff.
What?
Yep.
Dude, those small cap
Steve- we
opportunities
talking
are
about Steven-
crazy.
Steven Ducks, right? Was it Steven
Yeah.
Ducks?
Yeah, Steven
Yeah.
Ducks.
Ducks fucking destroyed this thing.
Well, bro, look at that. It went
This
from
thing's
fucking
so strong.
Yeah,
dude.
he had 200,000.
$12
Yeah, he had 200,000
to
shares.
160.
A little
Oh
bit
my
more than
God.
200,000 shares.
At what price?
He caught it for 50 points, over 100.
Oh my god, dude.
I mean, I was in the same. I was
Jeez.
in the same trade. I made 100 racks, and I'm like, and then I saw his. I'm like, no, for real.
Crazy. Did you share the screen, Lucci? I don't see it yet.
I'm still working on it.
All right, work on it. There we go.
Damn, that was such an aggressive push.
No, that's this screen.
Nope, try again. That was, dude. I mean, and the short guys always crush it. Lucci, one more question on the short while you pull that up. What are you using to short? People in the chat want to know what broker, what website. If they wanted to get into shorting stocks, where would you direct them? Of course, other than to the Steam Room.
Oh, I mean, you got to get some of these. You got to get some of these bigger brokers here. So there's
Zimtra?
Sage and Zimtra. They have the best when it comes to locates and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
And if you guys, I've had Adam, who runs one of the departments at Zimtra, on the podcast too, everybody. So if you go to the podcast and check that out, you'll see. Adam, I liked him. He's a super chill guy. All right, there we go. That's the magic. This is the thing I was telling everybody about.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the cues here that we're looking at. And you can see cues basically have so you could look at this as saying market makers more or less have us pinned between 552 and 555 on the cues.
Okay.
And it's a decent range here. So we're kind of looking for spots where, they move to these walls, and then dealers have to start repositioning. They have to start repositioning and possibly move their walls higher. So that means they're basically covering that particular strike and then moving to a higher strike. If you see that, that means people are just buying. Most of the activity is on the buy side. And you can see down here when we hit the put wall on the low, that was a great buy opportunity. And we bounced straight off of that. So I'll use a lot of this. And then we have it on individual names as well. So you can see it on NVIDIA. You can see it on everything. So here, if we take a look at NVIDIA, you can see here we kind of had a wall up here at about 167.5. And they've already moved it up to 170. So you have a lot of bullishness on this NVIDIA. And if you take a look at the stock, the stock's fucking cruising right now.
1.5 today. It's all
So
buyers.
These 165 calls that I've been sitting here watching,
Yep.
They closed, I think, yesterday at fucking pennies. Yeah, they're 20 cents, and now they're going
Really?
for $2. They're going for $2.
Oh my
right now.
god. Was there
You know
news
what
on
I'm saying?
NVIDIA this morning?
Now they just
NVIDIA
been
leads
moving into NVIDIA and AMD. AMD's been popping. All the semiconductors have been popping. Trump's been talking about them. So
NVIDIA plans to launch an AI chip for China, specifically for China. That was the
Yeah.
news this week. I feel like that drove a lot of that. Yeah.
So from an index perspective, we're not
Yeah.
really doing shit, No,
No, that's why everyone's getting chopped up. Look at that range.
exactly. And we're coming into earnings, so they're just doing different positioning on different names. So if you look, dude, usually when you have Fat Man moves together, right? Your Mag 7 moves together. So look at Meta today. Look at Meta and look at Netflix. You know what I'm saying? They're down, and then you have Nvidia and Tesla going higher. You know what I'm saying? So it's very confusing right now. And that's not it's not a surprise why indexes are, again,
Rangy.
very, very rangy and very choppy. But
Even
ranges
your
can be,
Microsoft play.
yeah,
Sideways.
ranges can be very, very profitable if
To
you're
scalper.
patient. If you're patient, you're scalping, and you can wait. You know, futures. What I've always known from ES trading, especially on a Ninja Trader account when you're using a ladder, it's like fucking trading water, man. You can hop in and hop out so easily, and it almost makes everybody want to overtrade. It just breeds
Absolutely.
overtrade. It just breeds overtrading. It's just a mechanism to just feed into your desire to be
Your
in some
D10,
bullshit.
dude.
You know what I mean?
Press the button unlimitedly.
Yeah, your inner degen, and then with commissions and with, you scalp and you lose 1 and 2 there, all of a sudden you're down you blew out a funded sim account easy, and you got nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, there was nothing to trade in the first fucking place. So,
and that's how all the prop firms are making millions of dollars a month.
100%.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, man. 100%.
Yep. What are we doing for Traders for a Cause, Lucci? Tell everybody what we got cooking in February.
Man, so I stopped sharing, by the way, so you can hop back on. So February is going to be in Miami at the Fountain Blue. This is probably going to be our biggest Traders for a Cause, and I'm saying our because I'm on the board now, and I'm very active in that particular conference. So it's no longer going to be in Vegas. It's been in Vegas for the last 10 years. And we're moving it all to the East Coast. It's much easier for all of us to get to. And of course we're in Miami, man. And we're in Miami at the Fountain fucking Blue, man. So we're gonna be downtown Miami. I'm gonna try to bring the Miami vibes, you know what I'm saying, for the opening event and things like that.
Oh my God, the things I'm picturing in my mind, dude.
Yeah,
Don't even get me
man.
started. Miami vibes. I can't even say it on stream unless we want to get canceled. Yes.
Miami vibes. And this time, too, I want to bring out much different people. I mean, previously, it's been a lot of small cap traders. It's been predominantly small cap traders. And now I want to bring the crypto community. I want to bring the futures community. I want to bring the funded simulation stuff because all of it is pertinent, man. We're all traders. We're all doing the same fucking thing. We're all out here hustling. So why wouldn't we all be in a room together talking about our craft and our trading?
Well, what's cool is people will come to that from the sim stuff, and they'll see what you're doing with options. They'll join the stream room. The options guys will come and they'll be like, yo, I've never even tried a sim funded futures thing. I want to try that. So it'll cross pollinate really well. And that's what I was saying to my followers, because Tanner, I was telling him about the event we did. And I was saying to him, I'm like, instead of everybody doing all these different events, let's just pull everybody together and have the event. And I told Lucci, I was like, Traders for a Cause is the premier trading event. You know, it's the most expensive ticket. It's the one. So now this is the way it's going to be. So everybody just get ready. February, Miami, the tickets are not going to be cheap, but it's going to be information that can change your life. That's really what it is. You know, I think we were too cheap at my last event. Like I said to you guys before, you know, I can't set the standard that low. I'm hurting the industry by lowballing everybody, you know?
I mean, dude, I will say it. And I mean, we can ask Tanner for his opinion as well, but every time I go to a Traders for a Cause, like, even if you just go, some people just go for the dinners. Like, some people just go because it's a place that everybody goes to, and not everybody goes to the conference. Some people just go and they just go and have dinners with people in their communities, with people in their world. And it's just a great freaking trader meetup. And I always meet people that change my trajectory as far as what I'm looking at, how I'm looking at it. It always inspires some kind of different type of style or something that I can incorporate, some tool or software that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always learning. Dude, I've been in the game for 20 fucking years, and every year you have to change some shit. Like, you're always moving around. You're always sticking around and moving. And you're always looking at what the young kids are doing. You're always looking at different ways to look and analyze the market. You're always looking at new tools. You have to.
So I got a question
adapt.
for you, Lucci. I got a question for you. So with that being said, do you think that it's bullshit when people say that nobody should ever like strategy hop considering those changes? Are you saying like these are modifications or are these changes that will be needed over
Great
time?
question. Great question, man. I think you can't. I think strategy hopping is for folks who haven't reached the confidence level that one requires to know and solidify their position as a trader, and they're always going to be a trader, and that shit's never going to fucking change no matter what happens in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing this shit for 20 years, and there's years where I'm like, dude, I can't do this shit anymore. I can't do this shit anymore. And that requires pain and suffering, and requires adaptation, and requires a bit of strategy adjustment, hopping, if you would, and in order to create the next iteration of yourself. But it never crosses my mind, do I have the confidence to keep doing this shit? I'll always come back. You know what I'm saying? So for the traders that are starting out, I would 100% say strategy hopping is more detrimental, because you haven't achieved the confidence yet that this is what you're going to do, and you're not going to stop no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can make one strategy work, you now have the confidence, and you now have the understanding of markets enough to make any strategy work and to understand any particular strategy. You need to get to the point where you understand the machine that you're looking at. Most people don't understand the machine. They're looking at funded sims, and they're looking at all these people saying X, Y, and Z. This is how you should look at the market. And they don't even understand the structure of this shit. They don't understand who a market maker is. They don't understand funds and institutions. They don't understand allocate. They don't know about any of that shit. And, and yet they want to talk about, I've had some success and blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, you don't know shit about shit. Once you understand the backbone of how the market works, it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. You can take any strategy, flip it, adjust it.
How long do you think that takes, Lucci? Like, 'cause I think I'm getting there, and I'm 10 on year 9, going on year 10. I think it took 7 years.
I mean, dude, they say well, you can attest to this. I mean, you're married here, bro. How they say you don't truly know your partner until year 10 or some shit. Like, you don't truly know who it is that you're married to until year whatever the fuck, like year 8.
And what
all
does that
this
mean?
kind of stuff,
You're together through a lot of different experiences.
Yeah.
You're trading through a lot of different market environments. So you're learning the machine. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think the idea, like, Lance said, even with the best resources, even with the best technology, it still takes 2 years. I think that's kind of low for most people, and that's with the best of the best. Yeah. Right.
And some of these kids are, I mean, I had a voracious appetite, man, for this shit. I you live shit and breathe this stuff, man. I lived at the office, bro, just to understand and just to consume and all this stuff. Now you don't have to, because your brain is already wired as such, So for to answer your question, man, the strategy hopping shit, man, definitely in the beginning it's bad, because you're just hopping around to whatever the hot thing is, and you're never gonna understand anything through that. So
Lucci,
I
you remember this,
I'm in longs, by the way, just to let you guys know.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
You remember this, buddy? 9 years ago, Lucci.
Jesus.
Tape reading and trading psychology was saying, Lucci, episode 8 of Chat with Traders, dude.
Jesus. I mean, we were the first ones. It's crazy how many podcasts me and my crew has like launched. We were the first, guests for tons of different podcasts, man, that ended up going on and doing pretty well.
So ours here, Lucci, was the one where I came, and this is the one I think where I met. Oh no, this was the virtual one we did. So let me put this in the live chat for everybody. We did this one too. More Lucci story there, more fun stories there. And then I came to Puerto Rico, and actually we hung out.
I
showed me the office. Remember drinking the cerveza on the look how different I look. Same shirt though.
Oh shit!
Having grown. Look at Lucci with the backwards
kind of
hat.
like Zach there a little bit. I mean, a
little bit, yeah. You kind of do.
Look at this guy. What are you doing, bro? What's up, Poppy?
You got the same shirt on as him right now in that pic.
Yeah, we literally have the same
shirt. And then remember, where's Francie at? Francie still trading? How's he doing?
Dude, we just worked our way into a nice 40-foot little yacht situation. Yeah, he's now captain. And we got some toys down here, but hell yeah, he actually is in the funded sim world, but also still
about it. He called me after like Puerto Rico. We talked about that a lot.
Yeah, so he's still selling a lot. He still sells a lot of premium, so we'll both sell a lot of options.
He trades like 4 days a year. Remember?
Yep,
that was the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting. So many ways to skin the cat.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
How's you still talk to Canal?
Fuck yeah! I saw him in Europe like a month ago.
Dude, I love Canal, bro. He always like randomly like comments on my shit or reshares my shit and just always says something ridiculous in my DMs like every other day, pretty much.
He's insane. he actually is insane. But you know what? To his credit, all of us are fucking off
Fucking
out of
crazy,
our
bro.
minds, man, to do this shit in the first place, man.
Dude,
I
we're
like
all
your-
extreme people, bro. Like that's just like the nature of what we do. It's like
How do you make $10 million on BMNR if you're not fucking insane, bro?
Correct. And then like still want more too. That's the crazy
still
thing.
and still say you
Still
could have
want
done
more.
and still say you could have done better. He said that in the tweet
Mm.
too. He was like, "More, there's tons of shit to work on." I'm like,
100%,
cabrón, you just made $10 million on this.
Like calm down for a second, dude. Yeah. So do you know Lucci? Like his ducks coming to Traders for a Cause? You're gonna try to get him. Who
Of
do
course.
you want, Lucci? Who do you want? That's what I want to know.
I mean, who do I want that hasn't been? It's a
Yeah.
lot of the futures folks, man. There's a lot of the
Okay.
future space, man.
I sent you that list, right? You got that list? I
Yeah,
sent
man.
you?
Yeah,
All right, good.
man. You know, like the Crudells of the world, these really big folks that are bigger all over the world and attract a much larger audience, than the small cap guys.
Yep.
So we got to get Riz up in there. Riz has got to get up in there with the podcast and stuff. So we'll see
His
what
podcast
happens.
is big. Lawrence, 6290 on ES has it looks like an algo with a big chunk of orders underneath us, but I like 6300 above for longs. I got previous day VWAP at 6310 too. So I'm liking the way it's holding overnight VWAP here for your long. Are you long what? YM or NQ?
NQ.
Okay. Yeah, right under.
Yeah, NQ showing a nice block of orders at 23,000. So
I think we could be long ES right now, Randy.
Yeah,
from
so
90.
I went long at 945. Stop is at 907s, and then the TP is at 2315. Oh, sorry. 2315.
And this has that
Well,
feeling to me where we could go here. I think we can go 6310 pretty quick. I could be wrong, but if we take 6300, those 200 contracts, I think we go 6310.
Yeah, remember, this is a situation where you had the weakness from the tariffs, and it looks like nobody gives a shit. If you look at Amazon, and Nvidia, they're bidding these same names up. So if there's enough of this, then I wouldn't be surprised if we retrace this whole gap.
Meta's
100%.
beat down
And
pretty
saying
bad.
you nailed it when you said that people just don't give a shit. The markets don't
Yeah,
care
dude.
with this tariff news. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
They don't care.
Lucci, are you Indian, Lucci? Like what background
Yeah,
of
bro.
Indian are you? Randy
Yeah.
Sikh.
I'm Gujarati.
Yeah, so I'm a Punjab. He's a Hindu.
Yeah.
Bing
Right.
bong. See, I knew you guys would get along.
Well, Punjabs are known for the music. They're known for the
Yeah.
dancing. They're known for the food.
Oh, Randy can sing, motherfucker, bro. Oh boy, Randy can sing.
Fact.
So Punjabs these guys were the military ones, so they're the bigger ones out of most of the Indians.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that one though. I'll take it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Lucci,
man.
another thing I wanted to show you. So this is the platform with one of the prop firms. A couple of them now use this. It's called Project X. You can
Sure.
copy trade here, bro. And this is what
Okay.
I think your audience would be super interested in. Because the trading the one account thing isn't going to get anybody, I think, that's looking for serious money over the line. But when you can run a copy trader here with 5 or 9 accounts, 10 accounts, look how easy this is, bro. You literally come into the back end. It's check boxes. That's it. And it copies with no lag, no position size and change, nothing. It's just
No
select
lag.
the accounts, trade one account. So from like a trader perspective, you're trading this 50K account, you're just trading a 50K account, but you're really trading 250, 500 grand. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
it actually can be super scalable. We've had a couple of guys do 6 figures, 80K, 60K in a day because they're copy trading 50 accounts. It's pretty
Right.
wild.
Yeah. That's wild. I like that. I'm short puts, so I'm basically in the same trade as you guys, but I'm just doing it in a way where I'm sucking premium up from a line that I don't believe will go down to. So to me, it's an easier way of making money on the long side if you're not completely convinced of how quickly you're going to achieve long side. So I'll sell a lot of premium when I'm not confident on timing and how we're going to get somewhere.
But you have a direction.
But I still have a direction, and all we have to do is go flat or not go in that direction, and I still
you'll
make
make
money.
Yeah.
I'll pose the question to you guys. Do you think it's easier to bet where a stock will go or where it won't go?
That's a
What do you
good
think is-
one. That's a
what do you
good
think
one.
is- What do you think is easier?
I
What do
need
you
more
think is
caffeine to answer that.
Well,
Where it won't
shot.
go. I mean,
Probably where it won't go, right? Because
Yeah.
you would
Bingo.
say a stock won't go to
Bingo.
zero.
Bingo. So
Okay.
in that essence, writing options. And by the way, like some of the
Yeah.
largest funds out there do this. As Austin, you and I were talking about the MicroStrategy sell call strategy, where they just print money basically.
Yep.
Some of the largest funds out there, this is all they do. They just sit there and write options because it's easier to bet where something won't go than where it will go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Such an interesting perspective. What do you think about like how, Lucci, you're talking about big accounts, right? A lot of the guys here listening are trading sim funded accounts. How important is the idea of like expectations with what you're doing, keeping you from tilting? Because you're a guy that's going to do, you know, a 50K, 100K trade like it's nothing. Some people would kill for that size. Let's just be honest. So your perspective and expectations keep you from tilting based on your size. But for the new traders, what would you say as far as like keeping expectations in line with what you are doing? How do you not get wavered so much?
Well, think about it. If you're in a funded sim, you don't even have the luxury of having any expectations or having any lofty expectations because you have to live within the confines of those rules. So you can't vary size. You can't do that until you're in a position where you know within fair certainty that you're not going to go down on your position in order to size up and flex your game on the funded sims, man. So you don't even have the luxury of having that thought. So I would take that shit straight out your motherfucking system immediately. You know what I'm saying? Until you're able to flex with a larger account, and then you can throw your weight around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like then you can flex a muscle a little bit here and there and size up when you feel good about something because you can take a little bit more pain. But on the funded sims, take your ego the fuck out of the system, man. Fuck your expectations. You have none. You have the luxury of none of those things. You live within the confines and the expectations of whatever that system is. And if you can't, you better come up with something else.
Got to find another plan. Yep.
You find another plan.
The expectations have to align with reality.
Yeah. You know, but when you get the muscle, when you have your own account, and by the way, you know, the funded sim guys who've done well enough to fund their own accounts and actually trade size and actually flex their muscle a little bit, then comes where the confidence meets the willingness and readiness to be able to put that size down, you know what I mean? And accept the
100%.
consequences of whatever that is, you know? And that takes time to get to, but when you get there, it's a beautiful thing, man, because shit, just like that BTC trade, I'm looking for spots where human behavior, it can't be, you can't fight it anymore. So for example, right now, we've been pushing the narrative to the upside constantly. At some point, everybody's going to get exhausted on the top side, and you're going to have that one trend day down where everybody gets washed out. But it's only going to come when that emotion is peak. It's hit its peak. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at this. We have gap downs on tariffs and nobody gives a fuck, man. You know what I mean? So that means the catalyst has to be big enough. So you just got to sit around and wait for that. But when it comes, I'll be in with a $1 million account and I'm going for a 200% trade.
And that's really what makes a trader, right? Knowing to like we said, you have to maximize when your confidence aligns with your strategy, with your account size. You got to crush it, and then the rest of the time you're basically surviving.
Rest of the time you're just shooting. I'm here. If I make $5 grand, 10 grand in a day, that's a fucking great day. I go to the beach. I'm fucking good, you know. But I'm waiting around to shoot. I'm waiting.
Call everybody in at 5 a.m again and say,
you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting. You know, I'm always waiting. I'm always ready to fucking move, man.
And that's where
it's like plyometrics, baby.
He's on that Pilates. You gotta be Lucci on the Pilates chair.
You gotta be stationary, but then you gotta explode, man, in 1 second.
So, bro, it's funny because it's true. Let's see, 6,300 might fill here for you, Lawrence, which will be good.
I'm selling more puts.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
puts
ripping
on
it.
Qs. Lucci on the Qs.
On SPX, because you get
on
fatter
SPX.
Premium, and I'm selling the 6210, 6220 line.
You ever
and I'm
do this,
selling
Tanner?
it for
You
about
ever do these,
$1.
Jim?
I don't. I'm not an option seller. I've only been swing trading options recently, even just not like really. I just never got in the selling sign. It's honestly just something that never really like appealed to me too much. And I just started trading naked options initially, and I was like, I just want to get good at one thing and understand this. So I never went over to that side. But I know like some dudes like all the simpler trading dudes like John Carter and like Focus Trades, Taylor Horton, those guys, they love like selling premiums and trading debit spreads, credit spreads, all that type of stuff. I just never took the time to learn it because I was just like, oh, this is what makes sense to me, what I want to do. So
Lucci, the live chat loves you as always, buddy. They fuck with your style. That's what they say. I fuck with this guy. I fuck with this guy. And I'll tell you, everybody, I've hung out with Lucci in person. He's the same as he is on stream. That's why I look up to him. Same as on stream as in person. He'll smoke a cigar, have a beer, still talk to you about $1 million trades. And you'll never know what car he's driving. You'll never see his fake Rolex. You'll never see any of that bullshit, bro. But you'll see him in St. Thomas playing beach tennis for 2 weeks off the grid. Are you still doing the program where you put people up in your penthouse for 3 months? You still offering that?
No, because I sold that penthouse, but I'm looking for another situation. And that's kind of why we have a lot of other assets here, because now Francie's got the boat and shit. So, for folks that come down here, if you're at the office, like you're part of the family. So we'll all just hit the boat after hours. And by the way, like the marina is 5 minutes away. So you just post up, sit on the boat. Like we don't even have to take the motherfucker out. You're at the marina, you're on a boat, you're shooting the shit with your boys.
6,300 filled right there. So like you said, Lucci, I see the liquidity on this heat map where it'll show that hot block of orders, and now it's gone. So now Delta's 4,100. So the volume Delta's it's pretty bullish here too.
So SPX is coming up on a big gamma level here, 6,260, as well as the Q. So right here, we should see a decent amount of resistance. If we plug through here, forget about it. I think
forget about it.
Green. I think we'll go back to green soon enough.
6270, 6280 would be the make it green, fill the gap.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. I wouldn't be surprised. And if you still see buying on names like Nvidia and Amazon and all this other shit, I don't think anybody cares.
Nick is one of the guys I mentioned that's doing really well in our group. He was like, I'll go hang with Lucci. So anyone that wants to go to tradespace.com, right? Lucci, that's the website?
Yeah, tradespace.us.
Tradespace.us. Check it out. You can rent a desk for a day, a week, a month. You can do quarterly. You can hang out. You can do the whole thing. Just reach out to Lucci. Tell him that you found him on stream here. He'll take care of you. Highly recommend it. Yep. Lawrence, I wanted to be long with you while ES was sitting on this overnight VWAP. I thought we could go 95 to 6,300. Like I said, I think 6,310 is your next stop. So I'm seeing the same thing Lucci's seeing. Previous day VWAP.
I see. It did like a double. What is that? Like a double bottom on top of your VWAP. What was that?
Yep, a little
like two bounces
of that overnight,
something like that. Like,
bounces off that overnight. Yep.
Man, that was
94's held really well.
Yeah, on these put rights alone, if they expire at 0, which I would imagine they will, I'll make $6-7 grand here.
There we go.
Happy days.
Nice.
And I'm not like aggressively trying to look at the tick and being like, how much am I up? And then when am I going to add? And blah, blah, blah. All you got to do is kind of prove to yourself that this tape won't really turn. And in reality, we had all the catalysts already to sell. We couldn't fucking sell.
So we bid up.
Exactly. I don't think.
Are you reading the tape at all, Lucci?
Yeah, of course. If I'm in a name, if I'm in a single name and I got to figure out where to eat up size and things like that, of course I'm reading tape. Of course. Now the tools of today, like Bookmap and things like that. I mean, there's visualization. There's visualization now for things that I will still do by just eyeballing and things like that, which I still think there's a lot of value in. But again, things evolve, man. Things evolve. I mean, look at this shit. You got ChatGPT coding now, so.
Oh, I got a guy that's using an AI agent to build a bot that runs on Project X and passes these sim combines for him every day while he's trading his live accounts. So he's constantly got accounts in rotation. It's crazy. Yeah,
that's the whole world. And by the way, like that's who you need to be. Like you need to be that kind of
adapt. Yeah,
you can't. You need to be that kind of person to look at all this new tech and to figure things out faster than somebody else.
So why are you here, Lucci, with us? Why aren't you running the steam room today? Who do you have running the steam room?
Oh, I got my boy Joe. You met him the other day. He's holding it down. But then again, we got Wall Street Jesus in there. We got Ranchero in there. It's the whole crew.
That's my boy, Ronnie Friedman. Where's he at? Hawaii, San Francisco, wherever.
He's in London. He's at London. He's watching Wimbledon. The motherfucker's at Wimbledon, bro.
God fucking damn it, bro.
Do you know how expensive the fucking tickets are?
Of
Like,
course I know, bro. Otherwise, you sit in the grass like a poor person, like you and me. I don't know how he gets in there. You got to know somebody to get in there.
Dude.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
Fritz
crazy.
took the second set, actually.
No.
Yeah, Fritz took the second set. Holy
bro,
shit.
I love Ranchero and I hate Ranchero. He has everything, bro. That guy is a true baller. House in
Yes, he
Hawaii
is.
on the water, bro. That guy's a baller, bro.
Yes, he is.
Baller. Yeah, he's got the second set. Tie break, but he got it. 7-5.
Yeah, let me see how these odds change. Look at this. Like Fritz is still a 7-1
Underdog. Yeah.
You're getting 8-1, even though he took a fucking set. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, just flashback to Roland Garros. Doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You're talking a different level of game. You could give him, it's like a handicap. It's like you let him start 100 meters ahead in a 200-meter race. It doesn't matter. Carlos will get you like a dog.
Yep. All right, I'm still monitoring the same levels. Q's at 555 and SPX right here. By the way, the last 2 days have been very similar activity where it's been a slow grind up.
Fear and greed index on Bitcoin 71 now on the greed side.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
I love it. God.
Of course.
I love it.
God.
Of course.
I knew you would love it, Lawrence.
Bitcoin maxing for Lawrence.
Man, it's bad, bro. It's like once you take the red pill, you just can't go back, bro. Like once you take the orange pill, once you take it, bro, and you really learn, it's like, bro, how do I can't turn my back on this. This is just so crazy. I was actually watching this this series on YouTube, and I think it's called like How Money Works or something like that. And once they break down they literally by episode, they break down everything about the Federal Reserve, about the Treasury, about everything, bro. And I'm just like, this is really insane, bro. Like, did you guys know that like at least 90% of currency is like pretty much bank IOUs, like bank credit? Like it's bank credit, bro.
Fractional reserve banking. You give them 100,
reserve banking,
10,000. Right.
Yeah, man. It's insane. It's
That's
like
why you can go to the bank. Lucci can make millions, but if he wants to go to Wells Fargo and take it out, they tell you to kick fucking rocks. They don't let you take out more than 20 grand at a time, basically. Yeah.
It's insane, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
You got to make an appointment to make sure they have enough cash. It's crazy. It shows you how fragile the system is.
Yeah. And you have no choice but to invest, because it's like if you're in an inflationary environment, the quicker you get $1, the quicker you need to spend it. And depending on if you either spend it or invest it, that determines if you win the game or not. But people who hold dollars, the longer you hold it, the poorer you become. You have to get rid of it.
It's true.
Like, have to. It's insane.
Well, that's what happens, right?
I was talking
middle class.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy that runs a family office. And he wrote like a manifesto for his kids, because in family offices you have 3rd generation, 4th generation, 5th generation family offices, and usually it's the first generation that makes the money, and then the rest of the generations just fuck it up and they can't even beat inflation type of thing. So all the conferences that they go to are completely different than ours, right? We're going to fucking day trading conferences. By the way, we just broke some of these levels here. This could get really interesting on the upside. But again, I think it's going to be slow. So you know what I'm going to do, just like I did the last 2 days? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep rolling up my put sells. So I'm going to take a line 10 points higher and continue to scrape all this premium that is just going to suck out by the end of the day on the put side. And that's my strategy. I'll show my screen in a second so you guys can see it. Anyway, so these family offices, they go to conferences to show the 2nd generation, 3rd generation, 4th generation how to keep going. And literally they talk 70% of the time on fucking just how to beat inflation. So if you have to beat 5% inflation, what the fuck are you going to do? You know what I mean? And that's like they just harp on that all the time. Like at least we have to do this. And what are the vehicles that you're going to use to do it? And of course, Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, I think inflation is. I've even read that inflation is a vector, bro. Like, there's different ways to measure it. I don't even think it's 5%. I think it's way higher than that. I've actually
talked. What are you talking about? You're talking about the month-over-month change? Are you talking about the change in the last 2 years, specific sectors? You know what I'm saying? It's very vague in the way that they talk about it. I think for a reason. People will be like, the inflation rate's going down. Well, yeah, month over month, but everything is still expensive. Eggs, organic eggs are still $9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. For sure.
I'm still long this Nvidia here. I have options.
Nvidia, bro. 1.6.
I have $1.50 options that are going for 2 right now. I'm going to take half off.
Nice. New highs on Nvidia. Microsoft is bouncing. In here, bouncing. Meta's bouncing. So everything's coming back. They've taken VWAPs. Mag 7 index is holding VWAP beautifully. So like Lucci, to what I was saying to you earlier, what I would look at here, Lawrence, I'm going to take it back for a second. We took the VWAP, today's VWAP on the Mag 7 here at like 950 this morning. So then that would greenlight any longs on ES after 950. So here holding overnight VWAP from 94 into 6304. There's 10 points right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the Mag 7 names right now.
Isn't it a crazy time when you have these 7 stocks at 40% of SPY? Like that's a crazy thing. It's usually not that heavy, right, Lucci? Like in your 20 years, it's heavy on some like tech stocks, but not 40%.
Yeah, but dude, as much as people harp on this stuff, like look at the earnings from fucking the airlines yesterday. Like, look at the earnings. Look at the earnings from like Goldman Sachs the past couple quarters and JP Morgan. Like,
are they good? Is that your point? Everything's good.
It's been ridiculous. Look at the earnings for Netflix. Like, where the fuck are these fake accounts that they're opening? How the fuck do they open? Who the fuck? Bro, you know, I go on there. I can't find one thing to watch. I can't find.
I swear.
One motherfucker.
Bro.
I swear.
And the stock just doesn't care.
And it's at $1,350. Dude, I remember the good old days when Blockbuster was still around, and the motherfucker was deciding whether to split off the DVD business and the streaming business. And this was Reed. This was Reed Hastings.
I remember that.
He was going to call it Quickster. He was going to call the DVD business Quickster.
You're making me feel old, bro. Stop.
Okay, and the stock was $200. It was $200. No, it was less than that. I think it was like 50. And they blew out earnings one quarter, and the stock hit like 115. And I remember from that moment on, it was a Wall Street darling. They couldn't do wrong here, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. What about Carvana, bro?
Nvidia, I'm taking out 230 from 150 here on these options now.
Nice. W's in the chat. We love it, everybody. Very nice.
Nice.
Dropping some gems this morning, dude. Absolutely. You know, Lucci, I have this confetti blaster here. So if Lawrence hits take profit, we're gonna confetti blast. Yeah, I have a bunch of them left over. I'm trying to sell my house. We filmed this video, and it's a bunch of $100 bills in here. So if we're all hitting W's here, let's see if we can blast this, Lawrence. I'll shoot this off for you, buddy. Real quick, stock Carvana, bro. Holy fucking balls, right?
Yeah, that shit was
off the bottoms, bro. What the fuck is that, dude?
Oh man! First of all,
let me check it out.
You haven't seen this, Lawrence?
Don't get them started, bro.
There's a short report.
Look at the stock, bro. Look at this thing.
There's still the short
Oh my god, it's back up towards 350. I remember when it went to $5,
6,000%. It's up 7,000%, bro.
God. I remember when it went to $5, bro. I remember I was like,
I thought they were done for, bro. I just knew they were going bankrupt.
I know, bro.
I just knew it was over.
Nope. Think again.
Think again.
So there's a short. Somebody still has the short report out on this that says all the accounting is bogus. They they illegally use the debt somehow, and whoever short report that was. By the way, that's why one of the largest short activist firms closed, man. Because you figure this is the worst market to be a fucking short activist going against any of this stuff, man. It just keeps going higher, bro.
Crazy to the point where they're making the Heisenbergs out there shut down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was Heisenberg, man. It was about fucking Heisenberg, bro.
Yep. Crazy. Remember when David went to Boca Romano and exposed that penny stock?
Oh, did you read it? So he put it in the book. I don't know if the book's out yet. He has that excerpt, and bro, somebody put the dramatization on that shit. And it sounds incredible. It sounds incredible. By the way, I'm coming out of all Nvidia now, 260 from 150. It's almost a fucking double on that option. Shit.
Yep. I mean, we're approaching previous day VWAP on ES. It's going to maybe slow there a little bit, Lawrence. So just keep that in mind. I don't know where you're at on NQs. Oh,
dude, NQ, the way this buying's going, I mean, if we get through 23,000 and hold,
she's a drifter.
Like, we could just see a rip through 23,100s and go to like 23,250s, like some crazy move. Everyone's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, that's why I'm only selling 8 out of 10 of my contracts. I had all 10, but I just went ahead and put 8 out of 10 and see where we're gonna go from there.
Lawrence, I got a guy up here at 63.10, which is above that on ES. So if it wants to, there's orders up there. Also, I mean, not that it matters. There's someone with 200 contracts at 64.50, 150 points above us. So
Casual.
There's orders at
Oh, that's a
15
nice
now,
little.
too.
That could be a nice little rip.
yeah, fell asleep at the button. But wait, the story with David, I won't tell the whole story. Basically, David finds out that this scam stock is running out of a field and a barn in Boca Romano, Colombia. So David just is like, you know what? I'm going to go expose it. Doesn't think twice about threats on his life or dying or anything. Just rents gets on an airplane, goes to Colombia, rents a motorcycle, drives up into the mountains, goes to the exact address the company says it's based, and takes a video on his phone and proves that there's nothing there.
It's kind of badass.
It's badass, but
it's kind of badass.
He can't do it anymore because after he did that, now all these penny stock scammers know who he is, and like he has to like look out for shit like that. Like now he's known as an exposer. It's pretty interesting.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up that we live in a world where all of that is completely legal. You know, I used to think of meme coins as absolutely ridiculous and nonsense. Then I started
now, buddy.
Then I started trading small cap stocks with some of the boys here at the office, and this shit's been going on since the beginning of everything. So it's nothing different, man. It's nothing different.
Nope. And they always will have the scammers get out ahead of time, right? Still rug pull people, get all their money out. Look at NFTs, bro. Bitcoin is at all-time highs. No one's talking about NFTs. That was a full-blown fugazi, in my opinion. Yeah.
Fugazi,
I'm gonna use
it's a woozy, it's a wazi.
I'm gonna use this dip. I'm gonna use this dip to write more options, and I'm gonna move higher on my strike price. So I'm gonna sell the 62.20 SPX puts. Actually, I'm gonna go to 62.25, and I'm gonna get a $1.50 right there.
Give Lawrence, tell Lucci what you're doing trade management. So he's got a stop locked here, but he's very close to take profit. You see this, Lucci? What do you think of this? He's long NQ. Look at his. I got his screen up right now. So you see his entry in green. His stop is right at his entry, and then his take profit is those white lines right above. Do you think?
Okay, that's on the NQ.
Yeah. Give him thoughts on this. Lawrence, don't do anything that he says. Do what you would do, but I'm just curious to see how Lucci would do.
Oh no, I love this. No, I love this trade. I think it's on point. Just continue to monitor the pullbacks and make sure they're light. And as long as that happens, we're.
But what if they're not, and he gets smoked and he gets a zero out of this when he's up how much? $1,000 already.
Oh, I mean, I don't think he's worried about that. If it's part of his system, then his system.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
There we go. I love that. That's a good answer.
His system is already saying it's worth the risk to take to hit that, and then that's what it is. If his system is more dynamic, then take half off and roll it and hang on to the rest of it.
And you're usually going for 2R, right, Lawrence?
Yeah, I normally go for 2R, but I think we got some more room. So I just did 8 because I got 10 cons on right now. So I just put 8 at my 2R, and then I'm gonna leave 2 runners. And I love that you said that, Lucci, because me personally, I'm willing to take this to 0. Honestly, me pushing my stop loss to break even is like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's going against my rules too. Like, I'm willing to sit this all the way out. I have somebody in the comments saying take some off the table. And my problem with, and even Tanner, he'll tell me, don't be a dick for a tick. But when you tell me that, you're telling me, you're telling me that choose money over trusting your system. That's all I hear. And I'm not going to do that. I'll take that to 0. Like, because in like longevity wise, I need to trust my system. So even if that shit goes to a tick, turn around and stops me out and I make 0 money, that's okay, because over time, over a large sample size, it's going to hit, and I need that trust in my system. I need to keep my psychology straight, my trust, my confidence, like you said, all that.
I'm more dynamic. Like when you guys talk about 2R, 1R, I don't know what I don't even talk about. I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I don't do none of
but
that
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
I don't do none of that shit. I have no, my stop is myself. It's like, motherfucker, you're wrong. Get the fuck out. My profit take is all right. This looks good. I doubled on my option. Let me take some and then roll it. By the way, in terms of Lawrence's position, we just had a pullback and we're back to fucking highs. So why the fuck would you sell this until you have a reason to? This shit hasn't given us a reason to. Nvidia just plugged highs. By the way, my option doubled. So if anybody who took that, you're doubling now here on the option. I bought $1.50. It's trading $3 now. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous here. This is ridiculous. By the way, the call wall. So the okay. Let me show this shit again. That way you guys see what I'm looking at. Let's go to window. Where is this shit? Here we go. Can you? Oh, I think Austin has to move it.
Yeah, I think he's
Okay.
got to. He's
Okay.
got
he's out
to
in the back.
screen.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I do
So
want to get to
Lawrence,
that point. Go ahead. 'Cause I was gonna
you
ask.
trade in. You guys all trade in Austin's crew, or what's the deal here?
So we're here on Fridays, me and Tanner. So me and Tanner, we're business partners under his brand, Strong Trading. But we come here on Fridays, but we normally stream Monday through Thursday under Strong Trading. So
Yeah, we just
I
started
want-
doing the live streaming about 6 weeks ago, and it's been like everyone just good feedback. Everyone loves it. It's just fun too, dude. It's like and I don't know about you, Lucci. Like, you've been in the game so long, so it's probably different. But like the accountability of just being on live in front of everyone just makes me a little bit less retarded. So
Well,
it's like,
yeah, you can look at it that way. Yeah, you could look at it that way, or you could look at it as, oh, I have to do something. I have to do something to show activity and blah blah blah.
so yeah, like tradertainment. So we're good about that though. We always tell everyone like, dude, we'll sit there sometimes like 20, 30 minutes and just like someone's like, oh, like do something, and I'm like, no, I don't have a fucking setup. Like this is real trading, just waiting. And then a lot of people like actually like respect that and see that. So then of course, like, I've come on Austin's stream and blown a couple accounts in front of everyone for fun because you got to do that sometimes. So
Lucci, before we go too fast, I got you on screen here. Want to talk to us about that wall that filled?
Yeah,
And then I
yeah. So 6260 SPX put. So if you think about a market maker, like I'm the dealer here, and that's where most of the open interest is. Now, if we cut through these levels, I'm kind of fucked, right? So I have to hedge. I gotta hedge. I gotta move my position. So what does this mean? This means I gotta cover. I gotta start selling a name. I gotta start selling the strike that's higher, and I might even have to start buying some of the actual product to hedge these positions. So as I'm doing that, I'm moving around some pretty big size here. So we're also moving the markets. We're also helping the markets go to these levels, right? To the at which I'm going to keep selling calls but the point at which it's going to stop, and I'm going to keep selling calls, and eventually here will turn. But that's kind of how we use this stuff. We use this to understand how the dealers are positioned and where they need to move things. And when they move markets. They move everything because they're big enough to push around this stuff. So whenever we get to these walls, that's where things get very interesting. If we break shit like this, then it gets really interesting, So
who is they, Lucci? Real quick, when you say they,
these are market makers. These are
those people at banks or at hedge funds. Who are they? Where are they?
They're all of them. Remember, anybody who can post up a $5 million account can become a market maker.
I didn't know that.
Lucci, can you give a good explanation and definition of a market maker? Because I feel like a lot of developing traders, even myself, like it's like have a general rough idea, but so many people would throw that term around, like the market makers,
and they don't understand it.
They don't understand it. Yeah, so if you can explain it, that'd be great.
My favorite was when Forex was exploding, and they would put on their Instagram profiles like, I'm a legal bank robber and I'm an institutional trader. And it'd be like, motherfucker, you're trading a funded simulation account and you're an institutional trader? Like,
right.
Shut the fuck. How did we
get here?
Anyways, simply put, a market maker is a dealer. So they get paid. They get paid by just providing a spread, by basically just providing the opportunity to trade. So you guys are buying directly from dealers. Okay. So anytime you go and buy an ES contract or sell an EOS contract, the person that you're selling and buying it to is most likely 90% of the time a market maker. Okay. So they're in the business of creating a spread, and they get paid a markup fee just by creating that liquidity. And there's tons of incentives and tons of structure behind how it happens and why it happens, but they're the dealers. They don't give a shit where price goes. They don't fucking care. Okay, so their goal is to stay delta fucking neutral and just create the market for it. But in order to stay delta neutral, they got to move around shit. They got to hedge. They got to do a lot of things, because if they, let's give an example. Let's give an extreme example, right? Of a GameStop, right? When GameStop blew up to fucking $400, imagine every single market maker who's selling calls on this, and the stock's blowing through the moon. Like, you're fucked. These are situations where a market maker has to buy the stock to hedge, has to fucking buy calls to hedge, and they're in the market with you. And those are when the biggest moves happen in the market. That's where the real money is made. When market makers are positioned on the wrong fucking side of the coin, and they got to move fast to hedge. So mostly, most of the time, nothing's happening. So if you have these straight dead markets, it's market makers that are just making a spread and collecting cash every single day, nice and easy. And that's it. So they're the dealers.
They're that as algos. It's not manual trading, right?
Some of them are still manual trading, but yeah, algos have now taken over, where computers are the ones that are quoting. Remember, if for some of the programs that you guys see on ES, that's not a human being. You can't be a human being and do that. It's not like your piddly ass 2 contract sell on ES is ever going to make any fucking
man. Don't hurt my
you are you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit ain't you. All right. It's millions of quotes.
It's size.
Exactly. It's size, and then it's quote changes, right? So the market maker is looking at this volume coming in and is like, holy shit. And he backs off his spread because he's like, yo, I'm not trying to provide liquidity if I know this guy's selling. And remember, he can see that volume way before any of us can see it. By the way, we got another dip opportunity here. I might sell some more premium here as well. So though that's what a market maker is, and they're the casino. Think of them as the casino, especially if you're looking at the options market. But there's dealers for every product, for futures, for options, for stocks, and they all are taking in information from everywhere to figure out how best to create a spread, how best to capture, a widen a spread, tighten a spread, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what a market maker is.
Love it. Thank you. Saying
Good
Gucci.
shit. Good shit.
Yo, I love that. Saying Gucci.
Saying
bro.
Gucci.
In the
That's
chat,
fire.
saying Gucci, bro.
Saying
That's so
Gucci.
Okay, this looks so. Lawrence, on my side, let me show you what I'm looking at real quick. Previous day VWAP, a little resistance there, but there's still orders above, which makes me think they want to go up there and fill those 09, 63.10, 63.15.
I mean, either way, if it stopped me out, it stopped me out.
Yeah.
NQ's got a little bit of room down to its previous days in New York. So,
Randy, you got any trades today?
Back to that and tapping that. Sorry,
Randy, you in anything? You got anything?
I took 3 longs. I'm out of all 3 longs.
How much
I
you
took
got?
3 longs. I took 3 longs for 9 points.
Nice.
I'm
It's a
trying
scalping.
different trade management with these, kind of like I was just been talking to Nick Jocelyn. So kind of like saying Lucci was saying, just we're confined in these props and having this trailing drawdown and how to overcome this. Forget about being, I'm stuck always wanting to catch the move, and I know I can read the market, but it's like in these prop firms, I got a consistency score, an ESS. Or something. So fuck it. Like, let's just take my money and get the fuck out of Dodge.
The
right?
consistency shit is the thing that will fuck everybody, because nobody understands how that thing fucking works anyway. Most people don't even understand the simple math behind it. It's just, it causes you to only look for X, Y, and Z dollars per trade. You can't look for any more than that. If you do, you ruin the whole math. You ruin the whole math of it all. And remember,
who's going to run up a 20K account to take 3K out? That doesn't
exactly. Like the trade I took, if I did it in one trade, it would have fucked up my consistency score, where I had to break it into 3 trades and then minimize my loss on it. Then if I lost one of them, I'm only losing 33% of the total gain of the trade. So it actually, I'm in a little bit of a discovery phase right now. So,
well, I think it aligns with what Lucci's saying, bro, because it's like, well, Lucci, tell me what you think here. One thing I think new traders struggle with is the concept of take your profits, clear the board, and then be willing to take another trade. Like, it doesn't have to be the trade you're in that goes the whole distance of where you think it's going to go, right? Like, that's
on the funded sims. You have to exercise that. You have to 100%, I believe, exercise that, because you have to train yourself how to trade within those confines, which, by the way, is not real trading. To me, I don't think it's real. You just need to understand that
their game.
That's the math behind their system. There's only one way to beat that system, and that's understanding the math behind it and gaming it. You have to game it because they gamed it for your ass to fail in the first place. So that's the whole point of that shit. You know what I mean? So if you don't understand that concept, then you're gonna blow up 100 of those.
Well, that's
and
true.
then
I mean,
maybe
people
one
look
or two you'll make your money back. Maybe.
Exactly. They look to trade some of these prop accounts like they're their own money, and that's just not the way it should be.
Right. You want to trade Nvidia straight up, like you can't do that.
No,
You
not here.
You can't fucking do it,
And
but
Tanner,
then
where
the
you
flip
at on
side, of it is if you load a regular account and you load a regular account with say 10 grand or 5 grand or 20 grand and you blow that shit out being an asshole, what's the cost benefit analysis?
Divorce. That's the next thing after that. What
I'm red on the day right now, but I have a long on YM. It's just really taken a long time to actually do anything. So I'm like, this will be my last trade, but we'll see if it pans out. It's just slow. My problem is with my strategy, we had that huge rip on NQ. I tried that short into VWAP, but it was just way too aggressive too early. Took me out. I tried one more attempt on like the overshoot of 960. That took me out. And I was like, okay, I'm clearly wrong on direction here. Let me kind of like take a breather. But then location wise, like I always talk about this, like when I take a trade, I'm looking to trade from the sidewalk, meaning like if I fall off the sidewalk, I just scrape my knee and take a little loss. If I don't have a structure to work with though, and my stop theoretically has to be 70 points lower or something, I'm like, I can't stomach that. So sometimes I will rotate and look at other assets, and on YM I was like, okay, I have a smaller size stop here I could work with probably and go off that, but it took some time to kind of like figure it out and look for it. So but it's really slow. It's just really not doing what I needed to do right now. So
dude, YM is the small cap index, right? That's IWM.
No, that's RTY. YM is the Dow.
Okay, I was thinking of the Russell then.
Yeah, the Russell. The Russell is RTY, correct.
Okay, because that's been moving.
That's been good.
I like what you just said. Like sometimes you got to hop between the indexes. Sometimes they're hitting the Qs better, and the names on the S&P aren't fucking moving. And by the way, you should understand what's making up those indexes. You know what I mean?
I've been saying that, dude. That way you could be at the seminar. I'm about to have an aneurysm.
You know what I mean? Like most people
don't even know what's in the S&P 500 or what's in the Qs.
Futures. They don't even look at this shit. They don't.
Lucci, what I was telling everybody was the people don't know the Qs, NASDAQ, SPY, it's weighted by market cap. NVIDIA is the big dog.
Sure.
NVIDIA in the Dow is not weight. The Dow does not weigh its stocks by market cap. It weighs the stocks based on price of the stock, which is totally different. So that index is going to move totally different. Super. Like you got to know that.
Yeah. So again, these are things that we opened up a futures room specifically to trade 0-day strategies. And, that's one of the things that we aggressively just make sure everybody understands, like the options positioning, even on the single names, because that's as important to understand the character of what's going on here. What's moving us higher? What's moving us lower? What's moving us around? What's causing us to chop? If you understand those things, you can adjust your strat.
Do you believe in A setups, Lucci, or do you think like the way you trade, I feel like you're just seeing what the market is doing and then you get in and you play ball and you ride it in some way and then you get out when it's changing. I don't know if I've ever seen you wait for a setup and you're like, this is my A+ setup, I got to take it. So what's your thought on this?
I have one A+ setup. One.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
One. There's only one. There will always only ever be one. But it's so hard to track and say because it's not an A+ setup that has actual parameters and triggers and all this stuff. It has two things. It has number one, behavior is at an all-time extreme, aka everybody's extreme long or everybody's extreme short, and there's a catalyst that triggers the emotional reaction off of that extremity. There's always a news catalyst that nobody is ready for and nobody is waiting for. And they say it's all random. It ain't fucking random. None of this shit is fucking random. So there's always some news catalyst that sparks the fear in the opposite direction. So now you got everybody trapped on one side. They have to get out. There's no choice. The gap is big enough that there's no choice. And now there's a market moving in one direction and one direction only. That is my A+ setup. That is where I go all in. That's the one.
Other than that, You're
Yeah.
just playing in a similar way. You're playing short-term trends, like kind of probably how I play VWAP,
Yep.
where if it's
Yep.
above VWAP, I'm scalping long. When it turns,
Sure.
I'm out. Yep.
Simple stuff like that we've created minor strategies off the tools that we use that
Sure.
we're going for scalps on ES, which are for 5 handles or 10 handles.
But it's not like everything has to be that specific for you. I feel like a lot of it is discretionary. Okay, we're kind of setting up like this. We've been doing that. Let's get in and see if this continues.
Well, think about it. I just said behavior, right? I mean, it's like, how do you measure behavior? And the only way I know how to measure behavior is to shoot and feel it, right? So if I'm looking at Nvidia and I'm shooting short, but the tape is telling me I'm fucking wrong for 3-4 days in a row, like it's telling me something. The tape is talking to me. The shit is talking to me. So I have to adjust and I have to stick and move. So for me, shooting around gives me this sentiment. It gives me the idea of where everybody is positioned, and what everybody is trying to do. And then once I get a read on that, then I can lean into something. I can lean into an idea, and I can know immediately when that sentiment changes. And when it changes, that's where the money is, bro.
I like that. I talk about that like with the sidewalk thing I just said. Like I start off my sessions, I'll take probably 1 or 2 losses like almost every stream, but I keep my wrist so tight that it's like, oh, I'll lose a couple $100 here, a couple $100 here. And then I always hit like once I finally again get my footing, get my traction and see what I'm actually looking for, I'll hit like a 7R trade or something ridiculous, and I'll literally completely wipe out those losses and make tons more back. But yeah, sometimes it takes like a little bit to be like, okay, what is the tape telling me? What is going on here with price? But trying at those really, sniping at those really high probability areas, like I'm willing to take the paper cuts a couple times in order for them to work.
100%.
Right.
Great hold on ES off opening range high, Randy and Lawrence. ES held opening range high.
Yeah, the 6300 as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it pinned right into it. Wow.
Yep.
That's some bullish action. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, I sold more puts off of that. I'm getting the 225s. I got those for $1.70. They're already trading $1.30 bid now.
Fuck.
Wow.
And I'd like those to go to 0.
Yep. Questions.
And then again, if you're not a market maker and a dealer, that's technically what they're trying to do. They're especially in options, they sell you the bets. And they sell you the bets. You are trying to bet where some shit's going to go. These guys are just giving you the opportunity to bet on it. So it's like betting who's going to win, Novak or fucking Sinner. Are you betting a call?
What's the score? What's the score?
I don't think they started yet. So there's
no. The other guys.
It's Fritz still. Oh, I don't know, bro. I gotta check.
Oh, Alcaraz took the 3rd, and they're tied in the 4th.
Okay.
He's not going to win, bro. Just stop.
No, he ain't gonna win. He's not gonna win.
Bitcoin bounced off its overnight VWAP last night, Tanner, at like
dude. I missed an MSTR bounce. I had a chance to buy 428. It's trading 438 here.
I'm long MSTR.
Nice.
Oh man,
you've been sitting on those shares for a while.
Yeah,
nice little 88%. So, dude, it popped, dipped 88% since that dip back in March.
Yeah,
Michael fucking Saylor, baby, that guy.
Michael
I learned
Saylor.
more about finance.
Oh, I'd love to show you guys some option stuff on MSTR. One of the guys in our room has been having a blowout month here just on MSTR alone. Here, I'm going to show you an options feed here. You guys will love this. This one will basically show all the MSTR flow. Give me a second to pull it up.
I can see this coming back to the New York VWAP and retesting it.
That's what I'm waiting for, buddy.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get a move down back to even like down to like 92.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna get stopped here, which is fine. That's whatever.
Yeah, I sold some more. I started some call selling actually. So this tape is kind of changing a little bit.
It's getting a little aggressive.
Yeah.
It's getting a little aggressive.
Do you have a go-to resource for news, Lucci? I use Financial Juice. You got anything else?
I have it. We have a chat room, bro. What the fuck is gonna? It's a chat room, bro. This fucking sources everything. Everybody's
Right.
Everybody's looking at shit.
It's good.
Let's see. Here we go. Steam room. X-ray.
Oh, the Gex Ray. Let's go. Oh, yeah. 447K. No, it's light work.
Yeah, let me go last 7 days so you guys can see what's been happening over the last couple of days here. Okay, so yesterday, look at this. While it was trading down 400, look at these pile into these 420s here. So they caught the gap. Look at this. This guy's $1 million order for 2 weeks out. This guy doubled his money overnight.
Sheesh.
Jesus.
Christ,
Well,
bro.
you got to keep going back. They came in from 370. Fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah, these all lined up here for these are weeklies too, by the way. These are weeklies. So this is under 4. These guys all doubled. Everybody doubled here.
Wow.
And when you see that kind of volume, you
That
see
is
that
crazy.
kind of activity, you know some shit's coming. So immediately, what do? I'm buying perp futures in BTC, and I bought BITX and IBIT, which are the BTC ETFs. And take a look at those. The options went fucking bananas, man. You're talking 300, 400% moves on that shit.
BitX. I've never heard of this one. Okay.
BitX. Yep.
Interesting.
And
That's crazy.
IBIT. You know, so again, having access to the options data, you don't even have to trade the options. You don't have to. You just see what you're looking at here, and that gives you a good sentiment read for futures and all this kind of stuff. Some of the best futures traders I know, and I know a lot of them, what they're good at is catching turns in sentiment and bias and things like that, and they're good at averaging into things. Like they spend time pulling into positions on changes in sentiment, like where markets are going to turn, and they spend time collecting positions, and they take huge size. I'm talking about 100 lot on the big boy contracts. You know what I mean? 100 lot, 200 lot on the big boys, and you're just
100%.
like, how the fuck? You know, and these guys do it, and they go right to lunch, man. It's fucking impressive.
Set and forget, dude, and then just go for it.
You know what I mean? So it's very impressive.
This looks good coming back out. It's still bullish to me.
Yeah,
Didn't fully test, Randy. I was looking for it to come a little lower because you see these orders at 95, right, Randy? That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, and even down,
Yeah.
even that's why. But if you look at NQ, got a nice bounce off. It's New York, right? So it's like NQ just beat ES to it, or you know what I mean? Propped ES up off its overnight.
Yep.
Yeah, YM still fairly. We need to get through the 24-hour VWAP, but we pulled in the DIA VWAP, which is the New York VWAP, and that bounced pretty nicely here. So we'll see.
I still do think these orders at 95, Austin, want to get tapped.
I know, but look at Mag 7 sitting on New York VWAP right here too, buddy. Josh said, what is that software you just showed, Lucci? Everything Lucci's got is from the Steam Room, everybody. So if you check out the Steam Room, that's where Lucci's doing all this stuff.
So this is all proprietary options-based analytics where we analyze a lot of different options metrics to show us sentiment, bullish sentiment, bearish sentiment, and show us where they're buying, what they're buying, how they're buying it. You know, I'll give you another big one. You know what another big one for me was? In my retirement accounts, I fucking pulled in $250,000 on this shit. Was Boeing.
Really?
And Boeing, for some reason, the narrative changed. So all the bad news still came out. People were still dying on fucking planes, but the stock just didn't move. It didn't move anymore. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing like huge options buyers come out. And then lo and behold, a week later, Trump announces he's in bed with Boeing and he's pushing them all these government contracts.
They always know, dude.
And the stock went to the fucking moon, bro. But and you know where they placed their trades first? In the options market, man. Pelosi comes into the fucking options market. That fucking little. I don't want to say the word.
Little, bro. Her titties are huge. Sorry.
You know.
Lucci, do you think you should be able to trade up? Should they be allowed to trade?
No, man. Obviously not. Fuck no, bro. Fuck no, bro. But they do with impunity. Might I might add.
For sure, dude.
They do with impunity.
Lawrence, you're still in, yeah?
Barely.
Okay, good.
Hanging on by
Here's a controversial conversation. Here's a controversial. So, do you think that I'm wrong for allowing it to reject this far? I'm pretty sure, Austin, you probably think so. I think Tanner.
my
Well, we
God,
already
yeah.
answered. We already answered the
would've been
question.
out
The
on-
only reason why you're bringing it up again is because motherfuckers are hounding on you in the chat.
Hounding on you, bro.
You
Dude,
already,
fuck-
you already had
Lawrence,
your
I'm just
answer,
asking what
bro.
you guys. I'm just asking.
Lawrence,
Nah,
fuck,
man.
fuck
Nah,
the break,
man.
dude. No,
I'm
move your
still right.
stop back to your original stop, dude. Fuck
Bro.
everyone.
That's
Bro.
what
Fuck
I'm
the break
saying.
even.
I don't
Yeah,
like-
put it back where
like,
you
that's
want
what
it,
I'm
bro.
saying. I don't
Put the
think
stop
that
right
I'm
back where you
wrong
want
for
it.
doing this.
Don't be.
I'm just
Lawrence,
Lawrence, the people in the chat don't have the confidence in their strategy, right? You do.
I know
so
they don't. That's
you
what
stick
I'm
to your
doing.
guns, bro.
I'm low key trying to stir it
I got
up
your
'cause I want
back.
to see what people got to say because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to war on this.
Yeah, there you go. Brian knows.
I think it is
there's
all
nothing.
about your system. It's all about your system. It's that simple.
I'm
like what you
ready.
said.
I'm ready to go to war on this because I think that's just. I don't know, bro. Me personally,
I don't have
I'm
the
in it for
mental
the.
bandwidth.
This dude,
That's all.
about to
I'm
go
in
to
it for the
war.
craft, bro.
This dude
I'm in it for the
about to go to war on a 10-handle ES trade. Come on, son. We come on.
God.
We talk about actual war in the fucking Iran and Israel. And you about to go to war on 10 fucking ES contract. Get the fuck out of here.
On the
But
same account.
again, that's how it feels. It's crazy, man. That's how
Yeah.
it feels, especially when you have motherfuckers, throwing shit out in a chat or on
Yep,
Instagram and all that kind of stuff. All of it does is it pushes our emotions around so much. Now think about it in the context of a larger market. There's emotion. You're reading emotions. What you're really doing is you're reading emotions. That Circle IPO. Did you guys see that Circle
Yeah,
IPO?
I saw that shit. That shit was crazy, bro.
Yo, there was a cat that is around here that made that made 8 figures on the short on that fucking Circle. But think about it. Had it not gone to $300, had it not been emotional on the upside, where, oh my God, stable coins now are taking over the world. And this thing, by the way, which only makes money off fees, trading fees off of, the stable coin, which is generally nothing, and splits 50% of their profit with fucking Coinbase. How the fuck are you going to value this bitch at wherever the fuck they valued it at $300, man? Of course the thing had to come down. But all that emotion that's sucked into the stock, that's what you're reading here. You're reading all of that. And if you can get a read on that shit, there's fucking hundreds of millions of dollars behind this stuff, guys. Hundreds of millions of dollars. So granted, we ain't at war like Israel and Palestine or Israel and Iran. We at war in a different way. So I respect it, Lawrence. I respect it.
That's all I'm saying. Because I think I just
go to war, man. Go to war for them 10 ES
man.
handles,
I
motherfucker.
just think that
Go to war.
anybody that sit here and tell me I'm tripping for not following my plan, I think that they're mentally. I think that they're mentally. They're retarded.
And it might work. It might
I was
not.
trying,
It
I was
is
trying
what
to
it
think of a
is.
nicer way to say it.
No, it's okay. You don't have to be nice. I think it's also, but it is sticking to your system. But like the cool thing about this stream today is look at the different traders, the different perspectives. But everybody on the stream today has different mental bandwidth, different perspective of money.
Yes.
And that mental bandwidth will determine how well you can trade a certain strategy. I trade best when I'm scalping and aggressively managing the trades and not giving back gains. If that trade like Lawrence takes stops me at break even, dude, I'm definitely YOLOing the next trade hard as fuck on these sim accounts. Lawrence has a better mental bandwidth than me. He won't do that as much as I will. So that's why I've adjusted the way I manage my trades. So,
but guess what? That is the reason why, and for everybody here in this chat room, that is the reason why all of us can sit up here and sell a product to you guys because there's that many difference of opinions. There's that much difference of how to look at something. And you guys are spending all your time trying to figure out who's right. And you're paying money to figure out who's right. When in reality, you're kind of a simp. You're kind of a simp. You should sit in front of the fucking computer. You should figure out how to do this shit. I mean, you think Tanner got that big doing fucking deadlifts and then giving up fucking 2 weeks later? The motherfucker, you can't have gains and not to. I've seen you. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you in person. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen you. I seen you. And he's a big dude, bro. You think he can get that way?
14 years lifting weights, bro, and I've been competing in powerlifting for 9, and that's the thing. Why
I just went to the gym the other day. I can't go back there, man. Fuck that shit. I'm not going back.
You're going to play pickleball on the beach, bro. Different. You know. That's why I love Traders for a Cause, though, because you meet so many walks of life in the trading. I remember the first time I went, like I think it was year 4 for me of trading, and like I was ultimate like lower rookie there. And I'm like, dude, because most of the guys there are like 8 years in, 10 years in, 15, 20, like you. I'm like, holy shit. But everyone also is like, no one's there to look down on you or anything. They're like all genuinely there to help and just connect too, because it's such a unique space that we're in.
Yeah.
So it's like, and again, that was the one thing I'm always like, damn, what's the commonality like between all these guys? I'm like, all these guys have been trading for at least fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's why they are where they are now, because they've been doing it for so long and they understand it's just fucking probabilities. Like you learn your setup, you learn how to get better, and then eventually you get better at it. That's it. Like that's literally it.
That's a good way to distinguish, because that character of that person is completely different. That behavior is completely different than somebody who's just been trading for a couple of years or 3 years. There's different things that we're looking at. For me, I'm looking at the person who has something. They've done the work, they've solidified themselves, and I can get real wisdom and gain something from that conversation versus somebody who's just been in for 2 or 3 years. You know, I don't feel like I'm taking away much. I appreciate the conversation and the engagement, because it always reminds me of where I was. You know what I'm saying? But man, that's it. That's a good.
Who do you think you learned most from? Who do you think you learned most from throughout your career, or like top 3 people you feel like?
He's gonna say himself.
Yo, I'm gonna go left with this, because I kind of just said the opposite.
He's gonna say God.
Nah, man. I'm gonna go. You know, because you know me, I'm always philosophical, I guess, with these answers, because I hate most of these general questions. Like when somebody asks me, you know what I'm saying? When somebody asks me, like, what's the best advice you could give? I look at them and I just turn around. I'm like, yo, there's nothing that I could say right now that you would even understand, because what worked for me is not going to work for you. You're built under a different set of circumstances, so there's nothing I could say. But you don't want to hear that. You want the little motivational quote to put on your fucking Instagram or to do all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to answer it like this. Two of the biggest things. One, the kids, because the kids are always, you know what the kids have that I don't have, that I'll never have back? They got blind faith. They got blind faith. You remember what it was to have blind faith in yourself? That you didn't give a fuck what anybody else was doing. You just knew that you could do something, and you fucking did everything to get it. You fucking sacrifice everything to get it. That shit is powerful as fuck, man. The kids have it. And so when the kids find something and they find an edge, I know way more about that edge than they ever could. So I can go into that edge and I can take whatever game that they're playing, because I understand it, and I can make it, I can take it, I can adapt it, I can play with it, I can create something new. So the kids are a big inspiration for me. And then I would say the second one, the largest one is shit, man. It's always your pops. It's always your father, bro. As much of an asshole as your father is, he was always right. The motherfucker was always right. Whatever he fucking told you, he was always right. So it's always your pops, man. So I would say that.
Okay. Deep, Lucci. Oh,
good sauce. Good sauce there.
Yeah, even because you don't want to listen to the motherfucker, but he's rooted in way more experience than you, and you were just meant to walk down the same fucking path, coming up with to the same conclusions that he came to. Maybe you could play the game a little bit better, but you're still playing the same game. So your pops, as long as you had a father that was around.
Yes.
And by the way, if we're having a conversation about fathers, don't become any of these weak ass fucking pansy ass fathers.
Come on, preach it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me pop this thing on that.
Please, man.
Right.
If you do this, if you do that, if you bring a fucking kid into the world, and you are a fucking simp ass father, you are the problem. You are the fucking problem,
bro. For sure.
100%.
I can't trust you if you don't take care of your kids.
Or if you teach your kids to be soft, no participation trophies, no bullshit.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna get you anywhere in trading. There's no participation trophy for showing up as a trader. You've got to learn and get better. Same thing like in life. Let's change gears here for a second, everybody.
Yep.
Let's do a quick giveaway, and then we're gonna wrap up here in a few minutes. So we've got everybody's name here on the Google Drive. We're gonna throw everybody into a duck race. I've got pro accounts from our sponsor, Top One Futures, to give away. So we'll duck race this thing. You ever been a part of a duck race, Lucci?
No, I've never been part of it. I don't know what this is.
Oh, I love popping your cherry, dude. I love that. Let me do this. All right, so we're gonna get
You
this
guys,
here. We got
by the
30
way, the small cap guys are looking at this ABVE. Take a look at this program that just ran. They just halted the stock. Take a look at ABVE.
ABV.
Yeah, the guys in the office here are all fucking yelling about this shit.
Yeah, 320. Where'd they hold it at?
Well, you
At
got to get a
320.
day, you got to get just a day chart up. Just do the 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. Oh yeah. Let's take this to a monthly real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 15 to 0 to 4 cents, and now back to 320. Love that. We love that. All right. So what we're gonna do, everybody, run this thing for 10 seconds. Keep it easy, right? Boom, boom. We've got 39 names on the list. We're gonna do 3 giveaways here, everybody. 3. So let's turn the sound off. Can we? Yep. Got this. Got this. Cool. All right. Lucci, you have to pick a duck. That's how we do this. You have to pick one of these guys based on their hat. You want that snowflake hat, since we were talking about snowflakes. You gotta vote, everybody. Lawrence, pick one. Ready? Shout it
You
out.
gotta
Let's go.
zoom in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but you gotta zoom in. Oh, I could just pick it. Okay.
Let's see.
I got the
Pick
chef
another
hat
number.
at the end. Oh, Mark
Purple.
Bird.
Oh, Mark
Purple.
Bird. Purple.
That
Purple.
sounds rigged. That sounds rigged. Mark Bird wins the
Mark
race.
Bird.
Mark
Bird.
Bird
First
wins.
one. Let me write that down. Mark Bird.
Mark
You got to
Bird.
email me, Mark. It's info@asfx.biz. Info@asfx.biz, please. Let's run it again. We got to pick 2 more. We'll keep it quick. I got the
Okay.
Donald Trump looking one at the top.
I got 3.
Okay, clown hat.
Come on,
Clown hat for
Donald.
me.
No.
I'm taking Stafford.
Oh,
You
George,
picked Stafford at the very end, bro.
Exactly right. You waited to the very end of his Stafford, bro.
Of course, that's what
Hey,
you pick
Randy.
up.
That's how the Indians roll, right, Randy? All right, 2 down, 1 to go. Let's go. One more. Who's taking the last pro account? These are the pro accounts you can
All
copy
right,
trade together.
blue mask,
everybody.
blue mask. No,
Oh!
I lost that.
Orlando,
Let me guess,
running
Marley.
it. Oh,
Marley,
Orlando,
is that-
running it. Orlando, I know who Orlando is. That's good, buddy. I'm happy
Orlando.
for you. So what you guys can do, still with Top 1 Futures, 55% off. That ends today. If you just want a giveaway, you can actually add up to 8 accounts with Top 1 Futures. You can copy trade 9 accounts right now, and that ends today. Top1futures.com. The code is ASFX. Shout out to them for making this happen. Now let's get back to this trade. Lawrence, how you looking, buddy? Lucci, I really appreciate you coming on for so long today, buddy.
Yo, no doubt.
Oh.
man. No doubt.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Lawrence,
Yes, sir.
this is that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where the captain is walking down the steps and the cannonballs are just coming across. You know what I'm saying? And you just go down with the
Yeah.
ship, but it's okay. You stuck to your system, bro, and that's why I fucking love you. I respect the shit out of you for that.
Yeah, for sure,
100%.
bro. Like,
Good shit, bro.
yeah, I gotta stick to
Good
my
fucking
system, bro.
shit, Lawrence.
Yep. I adjusted to more of the short call side. Also, if you notice, the premium on the call side for NVIDIA has dried out. So I think this thing is done going up for at least the afternoon. So you're getting, you're getting some lull activity right now. I don't think we've come out on the downside, but you're getting some lull activity, which is great for writing options. And so if anybody wants to know more about that shit, hey, man.
Steam
we're
room.
all in the
Steam
same world,
room.
man. We're all in the same world.
Sanglucci.com, everybody. So let's just give the shout out. Sanglucci.com to connect with Lucci. I'm sure he'll come back on. Traders for a Cause coming in February. You'll hear a lot about that from us. Tanner and Lawrence, strongtrading.com. They're streaming every day on YouTube as well. Thanks for coming on Fridays, boy. And Randy's with me all the time. So you guys will find Randy on Monday with me. But boys, we'll put a pin in it here. Thank you so much for making it an awesome Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy trading if you're still going. And we'll see you guys next week.
Sweet. Better.